everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making chocolate sponge cake, and to do this we have some cake flour which I have mixed with some cocoa powder, 8 large eggs, some melted butter, some sugar and flavorings. I also have my balloon whisk and my silicone spatula which I'll be using to fold in this cake flour into the egg batter to make this cake mixture. I'll also be using this pot which I'll put in some water. This water will be heating. Now I'll be adding my eggs into my mixer, the sugar, this will just mix together before it goes over the double boiler. So our egg and sugar mixture is going over the double boiler. Please keep stirring, don't stop so that you don't cook your eggs. We'll keep mixing this together, and for us to know if it's ready to go back to the mixer, we have 2 tests to do. The first would be you either put your finger into this sugar and egg mixture, and if it comes like ouch, like if it feels hot, it's ready. If not, keep whisking. The other second test is to put 2 fingers or to put a finger. Then when you rub your fingers together, if you still feel the sugar granules, you have to keep going. But if you don't feel it, then it's good to go. Mine is good to go back to the mixer, so I'll take it back out of the double boiler, back to the mixer to beat these eggs. Just allow your mixer to keep running until the egg and sugar mixture triples in volume. Ours is ready, as you can see, and it has that ribbon effect. And what I mean by ribbon effect is that when you mix this together, the egg still floats on top. It doesn't go down, so you can see how, you see, it has that ribbon effect, meaning that it's ready to fold in the flour. We'll then bring out this egg to start incorporating the eggs with our flour. But before I do that, I'll be adding my flavorings. I'll add some vanilla flavor, as well as some butterscotch flavor. They're my favorites for making this cake. So I'll start pouring in my cake flour and the cocoa powder, which I sifted already. We'll fold. Please fold, don't whisk, just fold it gently. Gentle folding. You need all the time because there's no shortcut to this. If you want to get a great cake, you just have to take your time and fold the cake flour into the egg foam. Second part, I put in some also. I don't like to pour everything at once. I just like to do it at least in 3 parts so that the egg doesn't get that shock of too much flour at the same time, and so the folding doesn't get difficult. So I just fold in, I pour in a part, I fold in gently, turn in my bowl, I pour in the second part, I fold in gently before I now do the third part, and still repeat the same process. I'll then put in my last batch and repeat the same thing. This is the time to add our melted butter, and I'll take some of this cake batter to mix with the melted butter. This will help to emulsify, because right now with the lightness of this batter, if you put the butter straight into the cake batter, it will go straight to the bottom of the bowl, and we don't want that. So that's why I put in some of the cake batter with the melted butter, just to emulsify it, to make it have the same consistency like what we have in our mixing bowl. Whisk it together before I pour it into the rest of the cake batter. You see what I mean? So I pour this right into the cake batter. You see how it's on the top? It doesn't like go straight into the bottom of the bowl. And this is really good, because if you pour just the butter, it will go to the bottom and you might not be able to incorporate everything. But if you do it like mixing part of the cake batter with the melted butter, it comes out easier, and it makes it easier to fold and to get a better cake. You see? Good. We will then be oiling our pan, which I have done already. And I also put some parchment paper. To this pan also, I'll be adding some cocoa powder to coat the sides of the pan. Sponge cakes love dry pans. And if you want to ensure that your cake grows to the height that you want, please make sure that you coat the sides of the pan if you're using an oiled pan. You can also make the cake with a dry pan without oiling pan, but this time around I've already oiled my pan, put some parchment paper, but I'm going to support this by putting some cocoa powder all around the pan to help it to rise, to grow to a reasonable size. So with this ready, I'll then be putting in my cake batter into the prepared pan. I also preheated my oven to 180 degrees so that once I finish putting this cake batter into the pan, they can go right into the oven. I prepared 2 pans for this because I want to have a 2-layered cake. Second pan is done. Now we tap the pan so that we can remove the extra air pockets. This will ensure that the cake doesn't have too many air pockets when they bake. So after baking for some minutes, you see that our cakes are out of the oven and all spongy and are looking so yummy. We then allow this to cool for about 5 minutes before we unpan them and we make our favorite chocolate cake. So thank you so much for watching and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like this video and also don't forget to try this recipe out. Bye.